Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. I am starting this video on the road because I just got a call. Hey, we have your car and we're at your lot, and more or less no one is there. I don't understand why people like, hey, I'll be at your lot in 30 minutes or the car will be delivered and blah blah blah. Like, just give me a heads up. So now I'm rushing to the lot to take delivery of this car. I woke up with a massive headache today. I don't know what it is, but I probably look like doo-doo. And the car I bought is actually an in-op. It doesn't run and drive. It was sold with mechanical damage. And the story with the car itself is very interesting. I placed a bid. This car is coming out of Seattle. I placed a bid, and I guess I was the highest bidder. They countered, and it wasn't apparent that they countered. So, I mean, I don't really do business with IAA or Copart, for a very long time now, very minimally. And so what happened was, a friend of mine sent me a really quirky car for sale, and I was like, yo, send me the link to it. It would make for a cool YouTube video or whatever. It was like the Zip or whatever, I don't know, 3-wheel car. Anyways, I opened my app, he sends me the link, and I have a payment past due. And I was like, what the heck? I don't remember bidding on any car this week. It was a car from last week. And I guess they made a counter, which was $750, and my highest bid was $350. They made the counter, I never responded, so they just released it to me. And I never saw it, so I had like 3 or 4 days of storage fees added to this car. But it's here now. So with shipping, with fees and everything in between, I think I'm under $1,000. And the car is a 2006 Mini Cooper S, so it's the supercharged model. The question is, who was the seller? Because it doesn't tell me who the seller is. I will find out once I get the title. I'm assuming it was a donated car. We have keys for it, but it's a non-runner. So the question is, why is it a non-runner? So I got myself into, another situation. But the good thing is, it's a Mini Cooper that's supercharged, automatic transmission. And I've had a handful of those. They sell very well, and I haven't purchased a single one for $1,000 delivered to the lot. So I am excited because worst case scenario, I could part it out and there will be well over $1,000 in parts in this Mini. But the ultimate goal is find out what's wrong with it, fix it, and sell it. And something tells me I'll either need the help of my mechanic or the help of Nick. But I should be at the lot in a few minutes. Let's take a look at this crazy purchase. There's the Mini. The guy dropping it off was super nice. But unfortunately, kind of not to waste time, he dropped it off here and I need it in there. So my guess was right. It was a donated vehicle, which is very good, because I was thinking if a dealer was selling this, there's no way they would have sold it or let it go for $350 minus seller fees for $200. Any dealer that's in the business would just rather part this thing out. And I have been somewhat okay purchasing from Pedal. But I guess, what's the mechanical? How do they know it's mechanical? I guess we'll try to throw a jump box on it, see what happens. Hoping that maybe it's just bad spark plugs like the Fiat situation. But these cars, you never know. So we'll have to go through all the basic checks and whatnot, try to figure it out. But not gonna lie, I mean, it looks pretty darn good. Looks decent. Like the color. We have bi-xenon headlights.
Seems like it's all factory, so like stock, no exhaust or anything, but we have the piano roof, black over blue. Looks like this is gray. We have the Harman Kardon sound system. We have heated seats. I don't know if these had navigation yet or not, but this is it. Worst case scenario, I will load it on this trailer from the street and then just unload it somewhere here. If not, maybe grab a rope of some kind and pull it in with the car. There's a police officer coming down the street. I'm curious if he will say anything about this car being the way it is. Guess we'll find out shortly. Here he comes. Guess not. There he goes. No issues. Oh, it's a heavy hood. We have really weak hood struts. So what I'm trying to do is put my jump box on here to get access to the trunk. Let me actually see if I could just open the trunk like this, because I had another Mini, and while I was driving it, it literally died on me. Like the weirdest thing ever. Everything cut out power and everything, and I was so confused. And then went into the trunk and found out that there were some loose battery cables, and for whatever reason, when they're loose, it almost like shorts it, and it killed the whole car. So adjusting those battery cables, the car started. So we'll see if that's the case with this one. Okay, that's on there. I have a little bit of light. Let's see if the key fob works. Anything? There's our little battery down here. So someone was clearly doing something in here. So these actually seem very secure, but you never know. So let's see what happens if we just try to start it. Does it crank? Does it do anything? So it cranks. There you go. I thought I turned that off. So I'm curious if there will be an engine code for this or not. Oh, I just noticed we don't have the leather trim. Nope. It's right there, so we do have it. Let's pull the e-brake down. Put it in neutral. Please get it off the road. Just about there. Put it back in park. Turn that off. And now, let's see if I could actually open this gate. No! I cannot. Bummer. As I was thinking, do we have... No, we don't even have anything to pull it with in the front. Unless this is our access point. Probably need a screwdriver, see if I could get this out. Just want to stash it anywhere. I mean, even right there will work for me. Just have to figure it out. Some minor flaws. Honestly, I like this color. It's like very almost vibrant, pops. And it cranks, which is a very, very good sign. Didn't even check, do we have fuel? Can't be that easy, it's never that easy. But yeah, first step would honestly try spark plugs. Just because I went through this with the Fiat not too long ago. If it cranks, it either doesn't have spark, fuel, or air. Spark, fuel, easily, checkable. Air would be the more challenging one, but we'll see. I'm excited. Excited, surprisingly. Dad is helping out. We're gonna use the hybrid to pull it. We got it in neutral. We just wanted to go up the hill a little bit, but that Ford has a CVT transmission, so I don't know how well it's gonna do. Okay, I guess I'll try driving the Ford Escape and Pops will be in the Mini. Something don't add up. my father had the car in park. And he goes, it's not going back or straight. It's not going anywhere. I was like, well, yeah, because you have it in parking. How am I supposed to pull it if you have it in park? So there we go. Now I'm going to back it up and probably park it by the BMW. And then, so today's Saturday. And then Monday, I will order spark plugs and we're gonna start with this project. That's gonna be the first stain spark plugs. Who knows? Maybe I got lucky for $1,000, but we'll see, so don't go anywhere.
Several days later.
It is Monday and new plugs were just delivered. These were surprisingly super easy to pull out. And I've done an oil change on a Mini like this before, but I've never done spark plugs, so this was very nice and pleasant surprise. There we go. So I will pull all of these plugs out, put new ones in, throw the jump box on, and hopefully this thing will start. Ooh, this plug is, I was gonna say is loose, but I wasn't on all the way. Okay, let me take these out, put new ones in. First plug is out, just wanna show you guys. Good news is that there's no like oil residue on it. I mean, there's a little bit on the thread, but that's nothing terrible. But it is pretty filthy and charred, so spark plug definitely looks old. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, moment of truth. And I hope it was that easy. It was not that easy. So unfortunately, it wasn't the spark plugs. The good thing is, with my wholesale account, I only paid $13 for 4 new plugs. The next step will be to actually pull the plugs out again and do a compression test. That will tell us what it is. That will be the biggest, tell. So I don't have my compression tester at the lot. I actually took it home to use on another vehicle. So we'll have to wait until tomorrow or possibly another day for me to do the compression test, but we know it's not the plugs.
The next day.
I am hoping to get some more concrete progress today on the Mini, and I think I already have something. So although I didn't, crank it too much, but look at this spark plug. It almost looks like it didn't even fire. There's literally not even an ounce of discoloration. But I figured if it would fire at least somewhat, there would be a sign that it fired. So I am still going to do a compression test, but I am starting to think maybe coil pack, or maybe this whole assembly right here went out. But as of right now, I'm thinking there is no signal for the spark plugs to fire. Okay, let's go check. First cylinder. What do we have? Okay, first cylinder showed me 0. This one is showing me right around 30. I thought that my gauge was broken because it showed 0. So this is all bad. This is all bad. No compression is not a good sign. So let's check cylinder number 3. This one is also around 30 psi, well under, so maybe what, 25 or so, which is also very terrible. And cylinder 4 is showing 0. So I don't know what to think. I mean, is it even possible for all 4 cylinders to be like dead? I am going to try a little trick. So just taking some oil, I'm going to pour in maybe a teaspoon into the spark plug hole and then retest and see if it jumps up. If it doesn't jump up, then maybe valve cover, but no, I'm just gonna try it and see what the reading shows. Okay, we have no change, so we're still at 30 psi.
The problem with all of this is the Mini wasn't running. So like if I would have owned it and then it stopped running, then it would have been a lot easier to kind of go through it and figure out what the issue is. But since I purchased it as a non-runner, like I don't know the symptoms of like what happened before it stopped running, or what was done or whatnot. But it's still a little bit questionable to me that the spark plugs are like not firing, if that makes sense. All 4 of them look like they're brand new aside from the thread when I put them on. I mean, next thing I could do is check for spark, but I don't have anyone with me, so that's something I'd have to do with someone else. I'll need help to see if there's any spark from the spark plugs. Now I would like to move, you know, into this area, but the fact that all 4 spark plugs look brand new, I'm thinking this block or maybe fuse. I haven't looked at fuses yet. Fuses are over here, because if there's a fuse that's blown, we definitely wouldn't have anything. So let me clean this up a little bit and then see if I have my fuse checker here. We'll go through the fuses then. But the other thing I can't help but think about, 0, 30, 25, 0 compression. So am I looking for one issue, but there's at least 2 issues with this car? I don't know. This is almost like plug and play, diagnose, and try to figure this out. Checked all the fuses, they're all fine. Swapped all 3 blocks, swapped all of these. This one, which was positioned here, is actually pretty warm to the touch, which is, I mean, I don't know what this one does, but that's a little odd. Like all the other ones are fine, but this one is noticeably warm. These are visually fine. What else do we have? Do we have fuses here? No, that's probably the main computer. Okay, so I'm assuming that all of these would be responsible for the engine stuff. If we have any other fuses, probably inside the cabin, but those would most likely be responsible for internal stuff, radio, power windows, and whatnot. So we're fine here. So then it brings me back to this. See if you guys can hear this. You guys hear that? Something is clicking in here, but it's like nothing is happening. And then it stops, which is very odd. Oh, it's this one. Put my finger on it and I feel it pulsating. Which would explain why this one, when it was here, was warm. So I just tried starting it again. It almost turned over. I don't know how. Yeah, see, now it's not. But still very, very suspicious that this one makes noise. Let's see. Not doing it now, but it was definitely doing it. So by the looks of it, this one is responsible for the engine. And then 5A, 20, 15, 15, and then 5. These are all engine related. So, plugging this one back in, and it kind of tweaking out is a little odd to me. Could it be something there related? Okay, I am a little bit lost. just so that I don't dump more money into it pointlessly, I think I gotta call Nick for help. Tell him exactly what I did so he doesn't waste too much time here. And see if he could give me some kind of guidance on where to go from here. So we shall wait for Nick if he is willing to come out.
Several days later.
Okay guys, Mini, no bueno. I had Nick come out, we did another compression test and took the spark plugs out. He put a flashlight in there. I cranked it over and he says, I think he said the piston is basically moving like this. So the motor is gone, completely gone. So until I find a new motor, Mini Cooper, unfortunately, is dead. So still don't regret buying it because I got it for a super cheap price. I was bidding on a few Minis this week, and clearly those that run and drive but with higher miles are selling for around $4 grand, and that's at dealer auctions, not counting fees, and then you have to detail them, so you'll probably be closer to say $5 grand. I'm $1,000 into this thing. Another, say worst case scenario, $2 grand with a new motor, labor and everything, I'll be $3 grand in it. So regardless, $1,500 less than what I would have paid at a dealer auction. So I'm still very happy with it. But unfortunately, until I could source an engine, it's gonna sit here, and I don't know how long that will be. So for the time being, we're gonna end this video. If you guys are interested in part 2, I suppose we could do that. Just let me know. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think, because I feel like I've been buying up a whole bunch of risky stuff, but this honestly was kind of an accident. But again, accidents can't be prevented, so I gotta own it. And still, I'm happy with it. I really like the way these Minis drive when they drive. But thank you for watching. Consider subscribing if you are not a subscriber yet. I appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in another video.